It's a nasty one here again. Welcome back to the next episode of the Platypi franchise rebuild here in Super Baseball 4, year number 3. This is a continuation of the episode we recorded earlier today, or in this case it was recorded the day prior, for those of you on YouTube. This is the second half of that episode. For a quick refresher, in the first game of that episode we lost to the Wideloads, whereas the schedule skipped past. We got creamed 13-3. And we are currently in the middle of game number 2 in the top of the 6th inning. We are tied at 1-1 as Tarak Smith is holding his own against Slip Sauter on the mound. Which team is going to come out on top here in the second half of this division rival doubleheader? I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, so that's basically the intro for you guys. We're jumping back into the thick of this one as we're in the top of the 6th in a 1-1 ball game, just trying to salvage something as we... Including the loss from last episode, we've lost 8 of our last 10 ball games, and we are now below 500 for the first time in a long, long while. So we want to get back into the race. So we need to start winning. We got the heart of our lineup coming up. Beefcake leading off. We'll continue to double today. Let's see if the captain can get it started against the locked-in Sauter. Takes his change up high. Ball 1. And that was a bad chase. 1-1. Chase that out of the zone. Comes up and in, jammed by Beefcake to right field, right at Cal Eat, 1 down. Next up, Ham Colliner, center fielder's over 2 today. In there at the letters for a strike. 0-1, he got that friendly call. Slide it down and in, Nubber up the middle to short, cut off by Gaspar on the charge, 2 down. And then to bring up Sebby Swolson's 1-for-2 single. Still locked in. Cut her down. Ooh, Sebby was ready, but way out in front of it. 0-1. That would have been gone. Slide her down, up the first base line. Easy dribbler for Longballo, and that's a 1-2-3 inning, and Seb is hurt. He comes up lame. Bottom 6, Gaspar, Longballo, and Torque do up part of the lineup for the Wideloads against Tarak Smith for the 3rd time today. Let's check the injury to Swolson. How bad is it, folks? Tweaked his groin. That is a multi-bar injury. He's still locked in. It's not really affecting his ratings terribly much. Not terribly much. He actually could stay in if we so felt like it. And honestly, he's the best option we got. So I don't really see our options to bring in are Goose, Cuffingham, or Bobbert. Honestly, I'll stick with Swolson. Maybe we move Maggie over there and bring Kitty off the bench to play second. I'm not sure. Gaspar up. I believe he is 0 for 2 today. I forgot to look as I was more worried about the injury than what his stats were for the day. Heater Wade drifts into the bottom part of the zone, and that is going to be a base hit leadoff for Gaspar here in the 6th. Brings up Longballo, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Checking the runner. Slide it in as a strike. 0-1. 60 coming from Tarak. Change up is low. 1-1. Go down and in. Hitting the hole to second. Slow roller. Rags over. Throws to second. Gets the lead runner. Charlie to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice 1 down for Axel Torque, who has singled twice today off Tarak. Ripping away. That is blasted deep to right field, and that is not coming back. That is a home run for Axel Torque. His 3rd hit of the day, 1st homer. It's his 3rd of the year, and that makes it 3-1 as the Wideloads break the tie. Go figure. Go figure. Here's Damian Rush over 2. Leader inside misses. Ball 1. Good on Tarak for not going tense after that. I know how demoralizing that is. Cut her down in the way, hits the knees. 1-1. About middle in, whiffed on it. 1-2. Slide it away. Whiffed on it, strike 3. Holstered a sword. I believe that's the 5th punch out today for Tarak, or his 4th. And here comes Dip McFurlow, the rookie catcher. Heaters in the dirt. Ball 1. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. Had to take a load of laundry out to the car so we can go to the laundromat in the morning. Alright. So we did get that ground out on McFurlow, the rookie, to end the last inning. However, the home run gives the Wideloads a 2-run lead as Torque comes up big for them in a clutch spot. 6, 7, 8 coming up here for the Platypi crowds of Lugliams and Rags. Here's Rory, he's 0 for 2 today. Maybe down and in low, ball 1. Slider away, foul back, 1-1. Cutter outside, misses from Sauter, 2-1. He's now up over 60 pitches on the day. Chased that a bad one, 2-2. Changed down, fouled it back. Good fight, Rory, 2-2. Cutter down in the way, smoked to the ground, but it's right at long ball, 1 down. The Lugliams up next, catcher 0 for 2 today. Cutter up and in on the corner, 0-1. Chased it high, 0-2. Cutter away, dumped off the end of the bat over short, but Gaspar runs it down on the edge of the infield, 2 down. Maggie Rags up next, 1 for 2 with a single. Change it down, strike call, 0-1. Slide it down and in, smoke through the middle, that's a base hit. Nice job, Maggie, your second hit of the day. She's 2 for 3. Puts her on, 2 down. Here's Trock Smith. RBI guy single early in the game, 1 for 2. He is done for the day, though, after 6 quality innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 9 hits. I believe he walked a batter as well, struck out 4 or 5. It's a quality start, but he's in line for the loss because their offense is anemic. Goose Caboose or pinch hit here. See if we can get him home. Slide up on the first pitch, hard grounder to second, but right at Friedman to end the inning. And Goose is now useless. Trying to keep us in the game here. Rufus Zamar come out of the bullpen. Bottom 7, it's 3-1. Friedman, Sauter, and Liner 2 up. Friedman leading off, 1 for 2 with a single today. First pitch, Prayer active. He don't care. He's swinging, and it's a fair ball down the right field line on that first pitch heater away. Digging for second. Friedman throw from Avalos in the corner. Just late. He almost got him. Lead off double for Sauter, who can now bunt him over. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a sac bunt today. Above bunt shown. Strike called, 0-1. Checking the runner. Heater up. Bunt popped up on the third base line. It will be a fair ball. Zumar to first gets the out. 1 down. That may have rolled foul, but we couldn't take that chance. 1 down, runner at third for Liner, who had a solo homer to lead off the game. Zoom up and away. Strike called, 0-1. Liner outside from Zumar, off the plate, 1-1. Double down and in the dirt. Good block there by Lugliams. 2-1. Heater down in the way. That's a strike, 2-2. Forkball down and in. Posted a sword. He chased it. First punch out for Zumar. 2 down. Runner at third for Caldy. 1 for 3 with a double. Hit deep left of center, carrying well. Calling her on the run. It is off the top of the wall and in the stands. It just gets out. Second 2-run homer of the game for the Wideloads offense, and that makes it 5-1 as Caldeed hits his 4th homer of the season. And they extend the lead to 4, as that should have stayed in the park. But when the bounces are not going your way, they multiply. It's like rabbits. Except Gaspar, 1 for 3 with a single. Forkball down. That's low from Zumar. Ball 1. He's now tense. Heater up and in. 2-0. Zoom up and away. There's the strike. 2-1. Slide up and away. Line down the right field line, but that's foul. 2-2. Up middle in. Checked. Strike 3 call. Can I help you, Chimo? Just looking. Get out of here. But another home run for the Wideloads extends the lead to 4 as Caldeet gets one off the top of the fence as it bounces into center field seats. 5-1. Top of the lineup up for the Platypi. 6 outs left to play with, and Slip Sauter is on one right now, folks. Drops a changeup in there for a strike, 0-1. Another one in there, 0-2. Change away on the ground in the hole to short. Backhanded by Gaspar. Makes the throw to first. Good strong throw. 1 down. Follows up next. He's 0 for 3 today. Yet to find a hit today. Slider middle in. Misses. Ball 1. Change away. Strike. 1-1. Change it down on the knees. What a pitch. 1-2. Cut it down, then pulled in the hole to third. Backhanded by Longbalo. Flip to the pitcher in time. 2 down. Of course. Next up, Beefcake. 1 for 3 with a double. Slider down and then is Chase. Dribbler to short. Gaspar to first. That's a 1-2-3 8th inning for Sauter. He's going to go for the complete game in the 9th. And we've basically just given up hope. This team is lifeless. First pitch curveball along Ballo hangs. Line to second. Off the diving glove of Maggie Rags, who's one of the best fielders in the game. So instead of catching it, it is a leadoff single because that's just how the game has broke from us. Torque up next. 2-run homer last at bat. He's also singled twice. 3 for 3 today. Heater middle in. Lined into left. Crowds in. Makes the catch. 1 down. DeMar back to neutral. Here's Rush, 0 for 3. Ball down and away. Hit hard through the middle, and that was smoked out. There's no reaction time there for Zumar. 2 on, 1 down. Inning continues for Dip McFurlow, the rookie, who's tense and 0 for 3 today. Slider up and away. That's a strike. 0-1. Work ball down and in. Low and in. 1-1. Either way, grounded in the hole to third. Beefcake there to second. 1. Rags to first. Double play. Love to see it. That ends the inning. Round the horn. 5-4-3 to the 9th. We're down 4. Colliner, Swolson, and Crowds coming up. Colliner 0 for 3 today as Martinez once again subs in for defense in the 9th inning for the 2nd straight game. And they also sub in Kenna Korn, who is resting today. She will catch the rest of the way as McFurlow is out. Sauter going for the complete game as that curveball slider drops in there at the knees away. 0-1 to Colliner, who's 0 for 3 today. Checked high on the heater. Good hold. 1-1. Slider up, foul back. 1-2. That was a hanger, and we missed it. And we're late on the heater, up and in. Another punch out for Sauter. 1 down for Swolson, who got injured running to first on a ground out last at bat. He has his twisted groin, or tweaked groin, I should say. Still locked in, though. That's the only reason he's in. Slider up, smoked the first. Fair ball up the line. There you go, Sebi. Despite injured, he's still a better hitter than 95% of our batting lineup. There's Crowds 0 for 3 today. Speaking of the devil. Hey, $10 says he can steal second with a twisted groin. Here he goes. Cutter down in the way low. Throw down to second. He stole second. Seb Swolson with a tweaked groin. Still stealing. 1-0 count. Either way, 2-0. He's just built different. Cutter up in there. 2-1. Nice pitch. On the outside corner. Wasn't looking over there anyway. That's down in the way. That's poked into center field. That'll be a base hit. We'll hold Swolson as Rush got there quickly. And it's a shallow outfield here in the corral. Runners at the corners, 1 down. O'Wugliam's up 0 for 3 intense. Tying run is on deck. Still only 1 down. Heater down, grounded hard to short. This will end the inning. End the game. Oh, no, it won't. It's bobbled by Friedman. Everyone reaches on the air. A run scores. We're still alive. It's Maggie Rags is the tying run. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And the pitcher is on deck. And that's going to spell the end for Slip Sauter. He was a double play away from ending his complete game. And instead, he's exiting with 2 outs left to get. Lantana in on the mound. The Platypi all of a sudden have new life. I believe that run is going to be earned. I think the other 2 are unearned at this point. Who knows? That one might be unearned. We'll see. Maggie 2 for 3 today with 2 singles, facing Lantana, who came in relief of the first game last episode, where she threw 2 scoreless innings without giving up a hit. Heater up in there at the letters. 0-1. Heater in there. 0-2. A collector activates. Heater down, lined over second. Off the glove of Friedman. And O'Wugliams beats the throw to second. Everybody's safe. It's an infield single. Bases loaded. 1 down. And coming to the plate off the bench. I don't have any good options, really. There's only one. It's going to be... I don't want to do it. It's going to be Anita Bean, the pitcher. She's the best option we have that's not tense. Batting .091 on the season, but someone with some pop. We got to take a swing. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the plate. Bases loaded. That's the first hit given up all series by Lantana. First pitch slider in there at the letters. 0-1. Chased it, fouled it off. 0-2. Easy, Anita. Relax. K collector activates for Lantana. Peter down, smoked on the ground to Friedman. He'll flip the second one. Gaspar shows him how it's done. That's a double play to end the game. As they got our hopes up, only to crush them into the dirt like the spineless bastards they are. I'm sorry, not spineless. Heartless bastards. Thanks, game. 5-2 the final. God, we suck. Only RBIs today. O'Wugliams drove one in there in the ninth on that error she reached on, and Tarak Smith had an RBI single back before the game was started. On the other side, Liner had a solo homer to lead off the game, and then the big two-run homers from Torque and Caldeet were the big difference makers. Smith takes a loss despite 6 quality innings, giving up 3 runs on 2 homers and 9 hits and 4 strikeouts. He falls to 1-3, and Zumar 2 innings, gives up 2 runs on a homer, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts. Not his best outing either. Sauter 8 1/3, quality start, 9 hits. They did give him that second run was earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts. He improves to 2-1, and Lantana 2/3 innings to get the save, giving up 1 hit, our 3rd save of the year. Caldeet, the player of the game, with his big 2-run homer, which was the big decider. Tarak Smith had the big 2-run go-ahead homer before Caldeet's, which put it out of reach. And then Sauter with his very solid pitching performance once again. Yep. Another fat L. Hey, Gabber, welcome in. Yep, another tough loss. We've lost 9 of our last 11. And speaking of that, we are actually now 9-11 as a record. Oh, this team makes me want to rip my what's left of my hair out. Well, this technically would be the end of the doubleheader. Who shined in today's game? They both did well. Maggie had more hits than Charlie, though, so Maggie gets the nod. 3 hits today for her. All right. Well, next up are the Dogs. Can't wait to lose to them. Bentley loses 12 speed in the free agent pool. No roster moves were made. Nick Dieguez has a chance to get workhorse. That'd be pretty cool. All right, where do we go from here? So Cuffingham's is still here. Low pitch is very tempting at Tier 3. But we're not going to buy anything just yet. I'm going to debate about tearing something down. So for the future of this series, I did talk about this earlier on YouTube. At the end of the first part of this episode, I asked, what did you guys think about us tearing down the team, and, who would we get rid of in that scenario? And then I thought about it. I really don't see this going past the 3rd year. I find that the 32-game format is very slow-moving. It's very repetitive and very draining for someone to sit through and do 2 back-to-back games, and you can't sim any portion of the game because it's a standard franchise, remember. I think I would recommend if you guys are doing a standard franchise, you would do a 16-game format, not the 32, or, heaven forbid, the 64-game format, because you will lose your mind. Unless you only are picking and choosing which games you broadcast to your channel. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, looking at the team, there aren't really a lot of young guys that we're going to get rid of. Obviously, Blaine Bobbert is developing. Seb Swolson is still developing. He is now injured, though, so we need a first baseman on the roster. Kitty Kaufman is not going anywhere. Cuffingham, despite being very polarizing as a player, she is going to stay because she's young. Maggie is replaceable, although she brings a lot of depth to the team. She is expendable. Beefcake is borderline expendable, but he's the captain, so he's not going anywhere. And we're obviously not getting rid of Charlie, although he would be the perfect expendable option. He's kind of the team spirit animal, basically. He can't go anywhere. Goose has been a huge disappointment, and he's not developing, so I'm willing to get rid of him. Big Country, he has been very disappointing this year as well. He's just been hit or miss, basically. Rory, he's been disappointing once again. Well, actually, no, he's hitting about the same as the year prior. He actually has more home runs than he did last year, but he's not driving in any runs. Hey, I'm calling her. He's been very suspect. He's down from last year. Average is right where it was, but power numbers, whew, in the toilet. Hera, she's staying. She's not going anywhere. Bryson's not going anywhere. Nick, he's been pitching really well this year. Outside of 1 or 2 starts, he's been very good. I don't see a need to get rid of him. Bean's been shafted by some bad luck against the matchup she's drawn. She's actually pitched really well. Dubs is young. He's not going anywhere. Tarak is young. He ain't going anywhere. Knops, I'm open to replacing. She hasn't been doing well this season. Zumar, I'm also open to replacing as well. Neither of them have pitched really well. Neither has Freehold or Corral, but they're both young. Sorelli, he's been really the only consistently good reliever this season, so he's not going anywhere either. It's just like, and there's not a lot of good guys. I checked the free agent pool before this. It's a whole lot of crap. But with the injury to Seb, we now need to bring in another player to play first base for the time being until he heals up. And I'm thinking the player in question is going to be Downtown Upton, who is a decent fielder at first base, and he's a pretty decent hitter, too. I mean, I just need a guy to fill in for 2 or 3 games at this rate. The other option is Perry Quaker, who is basically just a hitter. And since I don't have a DH option, I kind of need someone who can also field slightly. The other options at first base are Herc Bentley, who is a little too expensive. He's actually right where he's worth, but he's the ideal guy, but I'm not spending $6 million on a backup. I would rather spend the $4 million on Downtown, especially if it's only a temporary fix for a few games. Other option is Stu Burko. Don't get me wrong, Stu's a great hitter, but he can't field. Yeah, they are all old indeed. Duder Eldorino, he's got noodle arm. That's not a problem at first base, but he's just there, kind of. Levo's regressed to high heaven. He's not an option anymore either. I think just for a temporary fix, I think Downtown Upton is the move, and we're going to get rid of Goose Cabooster because I'm sick and tired of looking at his ass coming off the bench with Tier 3 pinch perfect and doing absolutely jack nothing with it. Like, the dude, he was supposed to develop into a future starter. He hasn't done that. His role is basically filled by Maggie Rags, who is a utility player, so yeah, he's kind of just dead weight at this point on the roster, so get out of here, bro. I don't need you anymore. Give me that extra $500K. Plus, it also doesn't change our chemistry. We still stay at Tier 3 discipline. We don't lose any discipline trait. I think we lost 1 discipline trait and 1 scholarly trait, and then Downtown didn't have any, I don't think. Any other positions I'm looking at replacing? Izzy Baker, RBI 0. Nah, it's only going to be a Tier 2. Fred Bobbitt with Tier 2 Sprinter. Nah, he's also a little bit above his price point as well. No thanks. Turbo, we had him last year. Winston Draper, Flash Ladar, Landon Fair, Bobby Odor. I'm tempted with Bobby just for shits and giggles, but I think I'm going to pass. Third base. Do I need a backup third baseman behind Beefcake? We have 5 outfielders because Harris is splitting time with catching, so we really do need 5 outfielders on the roster. Or we could get rid of Cuffingham, make Hera the primary catcher, have Bobbert catch full time as the backup, get him some more playing time. I mean, that is an option, but we would need a disciplined player to replace Cuffingham with. So that's the only downside to getting rid of her. I know, especially Smash, he would love to get rid of Cuffingham. He absolutely cannot stand Camilla Cuffingham. He calls her Scuffingham. Turbo would fit the mold. Bobby is a crafty player. He doesn't fit the mold, unfortunately. Is there a disciplined third baseman? There is Kawaguchi, who he had last year, but she is wild thrower. Digaforto, everybody's favorite backup shortstop, still out here, but again, we have Maggie Rags, so we don't need him. Spitz McKinney is here. He has RBI hero, of course. He's still a free agent. Pooch Ponderosa, Gia Axelson, Velo Haiwanasi. He would have Tier 3 fastball hitter, and he's well below his price value. Benny Balmer, Clyde Oliver, Pumper Lumpkins, Man and Moon, Clifford Kane, Billy LeBoink. Nah, it's too expensive. Nubs, Wubbles, I had to check just to make sure. Ganez, Lackey Luster. Okay, so I think the only interesting one for me is Haiwanasi. Could we get rid of Buck Swiner? That would drop competitive. We'll stay at tier 2. Crafty moves up to tier 2. We get an extra tier. We replace a discipline trait and we get rid of Wild Thrower. Honestly, at this point, I have nothing to lose, so why not? Let's go for it. Let's get that extra money in here. Buck's just been disappointing this season. I would much rather get rid of Callner, but there's no center fielder out here other than Man and Moon. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot. Like, it's Man and Moon and Clifford Kane. That's it. That's not good enough, folks. Alright. We could get rid of competitive. What are my competitive traits? Oh, it's Cannon Arms, my only competitive trait. That's right. Do I want to take that down to tier 1? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. Traits at tier 2 right now. Contact versus righty, contact versus righty. Neither of them are very enticing. Dive Wizard. Maggie's already a great fielder. She doesn't really need it. RBI Hero is the one big one, and Rally Stopper on Sorelli. Ooh, those two are big. Yeah. Alright. Don't want to sacrifice those. We have Elite Four-Seamer, Elite Slider, Crossed Up, Utility, and Big Hack. I'd be okay with dropping that down a bit, but I don't know. Let's see what's in the bullpen. I think we're done with offensive moves for now. Let's look at pitchers. So there's Latoya. I'm not really looking to change the starting rotation. I think our pitching is fine. It's not the starters, really. It's the bullpen that's really been struggling this year. And really, there are no relievers. Like, these are all we got. We got Bigsworth, Breeze, Binky Stevens, Ramiro, Simpleman, Mayfair, Walkman, Duke, DeBaziz, and Zilla. None of them are good. These are all mop-up men at best. All with glaring weaknesses. Yeah, we're kind of stuck with what we got. Although we could get tier 3 consistent on Bigsworth or Breeze. If I get rid of anybody, it would really be getting rid of Knops. Although I love Lola, she just hasn't done anything this year. It's just been so disappointing with her. Like, I know Zumar's had the worst season, but... And look at those numbers. Their numbers aren't bad. It's just her role is duplicate of Zumar. They both give us length out of the bullpen. And if we want a mop-up guy to come in games that are lost, that's generally freehold. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't think it is. Maybe it will be. Maybe we bring Dwight in for a few games. Tier 3 consistent. No. Bigsworth would be better at tier 3 consistent. Binky, no. Durable and falls behind. Surrounded, no thanks. Kane, Neglector, and Wild Thing, hard pass. Walk prone at tier 1's not horrible, but no thanks. I mean, she is the youngest relief option, I think, at 28. Yeah. No, I think we'll stick with what we got in the bullpen. It's the best we can do. Alright. So we didn't change the chemistries around. Do we get tier 3 low pitch? Extra power on Cuffingham would be nice. Avalos with bad ball hitter. 2 more games on his. We're getting just under 500K now per episode, so we would definitely be able to afford Avalos when the time comes. Or do we save up for Dieguez and Avalos? Both of them will be in 2 games. Chance at workhorse. Chance at bad ball hitter. Tier 3 low pitch. This is a tough call. Because if we buy Cuffingham's, we are not going to be able to save up enough to buy both Dieguez and Avalos unless both of their percentage rolls are under 10% after the first game. if when they're about to expire, both are under 10%, we can risk the save and go for it. No, because let's see, that's almost 500k. It's not quite 500k. We'll have 300k in the bank. So we'll have under 800k, then under 1.3 mil. We could risk it. It's a possibility. I think it's worth it. I think we risk it. Let's try and get that tier 3 extra trait on here. 3 power to 63 for cuffing him. Bonus 5. Nope. Low pitch? Nope. Didn't get it. But the loyalty goes up for Camilla, so that'll make her happy. Alright. We're sitting at 9 and 11. We've fallen down to 4th place in the division after losing both those games to the Wideloads, who moved to 11 and 11. We are now 2 games out of first with a negative 18 run differential. Do we keep playing and pressing our luck, or do we stop the insanity here? I'm not sure. Got the dogs, and then the pigs come to town, and then we're at home again as well. Against the buzzards, the moose, the jacks, then a doubleheader against the grapplers. Then we get 2 road games against the hot corners. 3, actually, Beagles twice, and then we finish off with the heaters and grass eaters at home. Do I keep playing, or do I stop the suffering now? That is the question. You know what? You know what? I think I'll stop it here. I think I've had enough insanity for one night. But that's going to do it, guys. We did make a couple roster moves after the loss to the Wideloads, which was 5-1 in the final. We gave up 2 2-run homers to Torque and Caldy, which put it out of reach. We then went in and got a veteran first baseman downtown Upton, the former Jack's first baseman. He replaces Kaboosler on the roster. We need a first baseman to play a few games because Sebs Wilson got hurt. He tweaked his groin in that game. So we need a new first baseman to take over and not put Cuffing there. And then we also got rid of Big Country. Unfortunately, I love Big Country. He's one of my personal favorites, but he's just not delivering the numbers we need right now. And Velo Haiwanasi with Tier 3 fastball hitter is a much safer option compared to Tier 3 volatile. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, whether or not those were some good moves or not. But that's going to do it for this continuation episode, everybody, as I drop the controller on the floor, probably a sign to stop pushing my luck while I'm ahead. If you made it this deep, thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate the support as always. If you haven't already, hit the follow and or subscribe buttons down below here on Twitch to be notified next time I go live. And if you haven't already over on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Link to Twitch down in the description below if you guys want to come over and watch the games live before they're posted, and also follow me over on this platform as well if you so choose. Shout out to Cabber for tuning in and chatting with me live over here. Everyone else, I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, this is the Nasty One, signing off. Have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you guys may be.